AITA for making it known I was naked in a massage. I, 32F, may have accidentally got my massage therapist, David, 30 meters, who I appreciate and value deeply, in hot water. I've been seeing David monthly for over 8 years, and he is an absolute lifesaver to me. I know him and his wife well, and my husband is friendly with both of them too. I see David about half the time at the spa he works at, and half the time at his home studio. Last year when I was 8 months pregnant with my son, I was having a terribly difficult time with my pregnancy. I was very uncomfortable and often sick, and the extra weight was causing stress in my lower and upper back, calves and glutes, as well as my feet. Basically, everywhere. I went to see David. Hadn't seen him for several months since being pregnant, at his home studio, and despite my overall discomfort and having to lay on my side and back, he completely healed my muscles and my mind, helping me stretch and relax and treating my muscles, because I was quite overheated and uncomfortable with the physical positioning. About halfway through the session we ditched the sheet. I was nude. It was not sexual in any way. I felt like a sweaty blob, but made things easier for him and me. This was the first time I had been nude in front of him. When I got home, my husband immediately saw the change in me, and I thought I should let him know I was naked during the massage. So I told him. He was surprised and had a couple questions, but understood and was fine, and was glad I felt better. Well, my husband and I ran into David's wife recently, and I mentioned how helpful David has been to me. And my husband joked about how David saw more of me at 8 months pregnant than he had, or something like that, alluding to the time I was naked. Evidently, she had not been clued in about this fact and acted strangely. I texted David to give him a heads up, and he just said, "Not good. Complicated." We haven't spoken since. I fear I may have put him in a bad spot. AITA for opening my mouth about this? Info. I looked this up. In my state, the client's genitals must be covered during a massage. Failing to do so would cost you your license and theoretically being prosecuted. But it does vary by state. Honestly, this whole thing is weird. A licensed massage therapist shouldn't be letting clients be naked and uncovered. Seems like that's against the law, at least in some states. You were fine to tell your husband, but what a dumb move on his part to say something to the wife. And David was wrong to allow that if his wife wasn't okay, didn't know about it. I'm gonna go with Esh, cause it just seems like poor judgment on everyone's part. David is the he shouldn't have clients naked if his wife doesn't approve, or he should at least be upfront with her. Wait, why is OP's husband an asshole in some of these comments? I understand that most, if not all, of David's clients are not naked and exposed, usually under the sheet and all. But if David knows his wife will not like it, then that's on David, especially since the reply was complicated, meaning there's more on the relationship side of things that makes it more than just, oh my pregnant client who can't go under the covers was naked, and wife is mad. NTA. Being naked in a massage is totally normal. Making a joke about it to your masseus's spouse is not. Your husband isn't smart. It was honestly really unprofessional of the massage therapist and absolutely not okay. 20-year licensed massage therapist here. There are so many red flag comments and issues on this thread, which means there is a need for education. So here we go. Licensed massage therapists are required to and are trained to properly drape a client, including during pregnancy. There are numerous ways to cover, drape a client regardless of what position they are in on the table. Whether someone is naked or not is a personal preference. Some people choose to keep their underwear on, But a lot of clients are completely naked. A person's genitals should never be visible at any point during a massage. A therapist's hands should never go under the drape. It's very common for a therapist to work on the hips, glutes, and it is much easier to do so if there is not fabric covering the area during a massage treatment using oil, cream. But even when working on glutes, only the part being worked on is uncovered and then the drape is tucked to let the client feel secure and to prevent accidentally uncovering. There are also plenty of ways to work on an area if the client prefers to keep their underwear on. David violated professional, ethical boundaries here. If your husband made a comment in front of David and his wife implying David had seen more of you than he has, why would the wife think he meant more than just seeing the majority of your body and not all of your body? Why would David's wife be clued in to how covered or uncovered his clients were? As a professional, he should not be discussing those things anyway. It was David's responsibility to maintain his professional and ethical boundaries. He should have explained it is required for clients to be draped but adjusted the drape or the temperature to make you more comfortable. I guess I'll say you are NTA, but you made things weird. I will also say that you never mentioned if David is an actual professionally licensed massage therapist or just a masseuse, because there is a big difference. A massage therapist is a professional with training and a masseuse usually means an untrained person who massages you and sometimes gives happy endings. Edit to add more info. I had tunnel vision when writing this and assumed OP was in the United States. If that's the case, I stand by what I wrote. If not, then this may not fully apply. YTA. You put your massage therapist as a very uncomfortable position both personally and professionally. If you were a man who did this, folks would be calling you a pervert and harasser. Being pregnant doesn't give you the right to expose yourself like that, and him being a friend doesn't give you the right to ask him to violate professional ethics. I find it weird that you needed to be naked. A massage sheet is so negligible when it comes to heat. It's made to cover your extremities, not provide warmth. I have the feeling you wanted to be naked in front of him. And you feel some sense of guilt, which is why you're asking this to this subreddit. Plus the reason you had to confess it to your husband. If you genuinely had no weird intentions, you'd know you had nothing to worry about. You put David in a weird position by saying you needed to be naked. And you trying to justify looking like a blob proves further to me that you had weird intentions. Why are you even worried about how you looked? If it was truly completely non-sexual, it wouldn't cross your mind. I feel so bad for his wife. You and David shouldn't have done that. And your husband being the one to share this with his wife is hurtful. I think OP needs to see it from the wife's perspective. Yes, it is his career as norm, but you stated you know them well. If you were in her position, would you like your significant other seeing someone y'all know fully nude? I think it's the aspect of it that was crossed. And then the OP trying to keep it hush-hush? If it wasn't a big deal, why not just give her a heads up so she wouldn't feel betrayed?
Uda.
YTA. I absolutely love getting massages but have never been in a situation where I was completely uncovered. Was there no AC in the room? IDK, it's a little weird to me. YTA. Or abusing your privileged position of just bearing all and abusing the client-provider relationship. You know full well he couldn't stop you, and why? As a massage therapist, I wouldn't allow you to just throw off the sheet. I would have adjusted so you are covered. If it was still a hassle, I would turn on the AC or have a fan blowing towards you. Someone hearing your story who might know David will probably think he's taking advantage or has all his female clients naked and uncovered. Hell, maybe even his wife will think it now. That's just one way to lose their job, and I've heard stories of some getting jail on top of losing their job for not draping properly and the client feeling exposed. I even know a David who was fired for doing risky things at work with his female clients. When I saw the name I immediately thought of him. But the David I know isn't married. YTA. Not normal. Husband probably isn't too impressed with the whole naked wife thing, and has taught the masseuse a lesson. I am an LMT. In my state, being naked without coverings is illegal, and David could and most likely would lose his license if reported. Also, David should not be discussing clients with his wife at all, which is why his wife she should be clueless. You and the therapist oughta. You should be covered with something at least, especially in her house. Never heard a massage therapist letting a client be nude, without sheet, unless it had a happy ending. LMAO. YTA. You should have remained covered and decent. Disgusting behavior on your part. Why wouldn't you wear at least underwear? Bit Seuss. YTA. There is zero reason to be naked during a massage. You could have cost him his license. WTF is wrong with you?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.